Welcome, everybody. We have such an amazing show for you today. Very, very excited. Welcome to Keap's Level Up series. This is an incredible show where we cover in each episode, we're bringing in different business owners and marketing experts to display a piece of the life cycle automation strategy. And this is so important because while Keap is a powerful automation tool, a tool is a tool, and you got to have the strategy and know what pieces to plug in and where to use it so you get the most out of it and you have this amazing seamless customer journey all plugged in for your customers to enjoy. So that said, a little bit of housekeeping. Everyone, while you're coming in, go ahead and say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. I will tell you that our very super amazing extra awesome guest expert is from the other side of the world. So let's let her know where you guys are chatting in from because she is going to love it. I'm coming at you live from Atlanta, Georgia today. And before we get started, just a couple reminders for you. First of all, chat away. We love it. Okay. Secondly, you'll notice that using this Hopin app, there's also like a home button, like a reception area. Feel free to browse that because if you are not super familiar yet with the entire lifecycle automation strategy and which pieces we might be discussing at any given time, check that out because today's episode is just a piece of the puzzle. You want to get a hold of the whole strategy, check that out in the reception area. For here today, I know that our guest is incredibly smart at her topic, and you'll be able to meet her momentarily. But do know that we really just want you to sit back and enjoy it. So don't stress because we have a whole back end team that's going to be pasting in the links, making sure you have everything. So don't stress. And also, of course, this is being recorded. So if you registered, you are sure to get the recording as well. So if you wanted to review, get those links, everything will be made available to you. We are here for you. So with that, I would love to introduce our amazing guest expert. While she's hopping up, my name is Jade. I'm actually a Keap certified partner, so I am so privileged to be able to hang out with Keap users, Keap partners, people who use and love automation to make their lives and their businesses run more smoothly. And one of my favorite things about being a Keap certified partner is I get to meet new awesome business owners every day. So, who we have here, everyone, please give us a warm welcome to Rebecca. Rebecca, say hi.
Hi, everyone. Hello from down under here in Australia. It's super sunny, beautiful, warm end of summer, and I'm really glad to be here today.
Yeah, as compared to muggy Florida, or yeah, we're on the tail end of winter here. It's like we're about to switch. It's fine. It's fine. It's beautiful and hot there. I love that. So this is a very special show, you guys, because Rebecca, not only is she super, super smart and on the other side of the world, she's also going to be talking to us today about the attract factor. That's one of the steps in the lifecycle automation strategy. She's actually a Canva verified expert. If you haven't used Canva yet, by the end of today, not only will you be loving it and excited to try it, you'll also have some really actionable ideas. But what's really awesome about Rebecca is not only is she a Canva verified expert, she is an automation user. We're going to talk today about how to really plug this in to make your business look amazing. She also worked at Canva, like literally was an employee of Canva. So she knows all the goods. She's seen it evolve. And I don't know about you, Rebecca. I was saying this earlier when we were chit-chatting, but like I feel like 5 years ago, it was kind of like, have you heard about that? It's so fun and easy and cool. And now it's everywhere because it's so fun and easy to use. So I can't wait to learn even more from you. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us just, give us a little bit of your bio. I like to hype you up a little bit because I have so much fun with that. But give us a little bit of information about you.
Sure. So yeah, I was originally from Sydney, Australia. I've just moved to the Sunshine Coast, which if you can picture the shape of Australia, it's kind of the top right-hand side. So I've moved from midway down to quite up high, and it's a lot hotter and more muggy. I assume it's similar to the Florida weather, actually. Um, yeah, I'm a mum. I've got two kids. I've got a little girl called Zara who's 6, and a little boy called Rory who's 3, and they keep us super busy. My husband and I both work from home, and we've run 3 gyms. We started them from scratch. I've been a brand designer for 20 plus years, and as you mentioned, I worked at Canva for a couple of years. So yeah, that's a quick little rundown.
It's so cool. That is so cool. Before I was a Keap certified partner, I was a Keap user, and I'm still like when I run into people that I like know work at Keap, I'm like, "Hi, I'm Jade." I know somebody who worked at Canva. So speaking of Canva, guys, we're gonna put a poll up. You'll notice in the chat, there's actually like 2 tabs. There's a chat tab and there's a poll tab. Click on the poll. We want to know how confident are you using Canva. Maybe you've never used it before. Maybe you've dabbled because everyone talks about how fun and easy it is. And we're super excited to get tips today. But we want to know, are you confident? Because we get to chat with the Canva expert today. It's going to be super exciting. So let us know, or maybe add some details in the chat too. That would be really fun. So what we want to do to kind of get this conversation going, Rebecca, is, what's the possibilities? What is the impact that you have personally experienced building real professional looking assets in Canva? Like, how has that really like impact and driven your business?
Yeah, for sure. So, being a professional brand designer, I was trained on much bigger, heavier, more robust tools. And when Canva came along, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it made me kind of realize that there really is a need for a platform or a product that anyone can use. And Canva is the type of program that you can use on a desktop or a phone, and you can literally design anything from literally anywhere in the world. So I saw this like quite a unique opportunity to be able to sort of bring Canva into my design business and set my clients up on Canva so that I can create some of the more, I guess, robust kind of big front heavy things for them, and then they can take those graphics and roll them out themselves essentially. So the impact that it's had on not only my clients business but businesses all over the world is that if you're the business owner or you're the VA or the receptionist or the wife of the business, it doesn't matter, husband of the business owner, it doesn't matter, anyone can literally use it. So there's no real need, I guess, to um, can like always be employing professional senior designers. You can do a lot of that heavy lifting yourself now, which is really exciting. And people sort of start to think, well, no, I need to be a designer to use Canva, and in fact, you don't, because there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of templates that you can just use to just kind of get started. So it's had a huge impact, not only on my clients' businesses, but on businesses everywhere in the world. And particularly we saw during the pandemic, lots of people were let go or they couldn't go to work. And so they, needed to take their expert skills and start to build a personal brand and put themselves out into the world. And Canva was a real catalyst for that. It really helped people to be able to be seen and heard out in the world in a kind of a more visual way. So yeah, the impact is really, it's just huge. So
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier that when we were chatting before we hit go,
yeah.
was that one of the most important pieces of like graphic assets that people need, but can feel intimidating because you feel like you need to hire a very expensive graphic designer's lead magnets, right? So I assume there's tons of like templates that are really easy to like grab and go with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's every template in there, from magazine covers to ebooks to animated Instagram stories. You can literally create any type of static or animated lead magnet to use on social media or by email or to download. it's a really great way of being able to capture your attention of your audience and be able to, obviously drive traffic to your website. So having branding and assets that is consistent and, being able to attract the right audience is obviously imperative and, just really key to growing a business in today's age. So yeah, Canva just makes that super easy. You can jump on there and just click ebook or a magazine and very quickly create something. And there's some super cool AI tools too, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But even writing your content has become super easy. So just takes the hassle and stress and overwhelm out of creating, something that you would have had to have got a designer to do. Now you can just do it yourself. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, I was like, what's the impact? And you say it eliminates stress, hassle, and it's easy to use. So even if I've never used Canva before, I'm like sold.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the ability to like interactively work. I love that it's like, Google Docs where multiple people can be touching the same things and leaving notes for each other and tasks and items on your graphics. That is so cool. That is so, so, so cool.
100%. You can save time. You can have your team collaborate from anywhere in the world, and it's just a really great time-saving, money-saving tool.
Yeah. And I think that the biggest impact, I mean, if you combine all of these things, I think what it really makes, let's say not graphic designers like yours truly, I think that the best thing is that it takes that intimidation factor off of it. We're all, small businesses or we work for small businesses and we're trying, we're gritty, we're scrappy, we're wearing all the hats, right? And this is such an important piece of it, but you feel intimidated if you're not a graphic designer. So we love love things that we can actually use. So that's awesome. So before we get into like the really meaty like tips and action items, I want to like blow through the doubt, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be people, I just talked about the intimidation factor, but there's always going to be people who are like, I don't know about this. What about that? Let's clear the air. What are a couple common misconceptions when it comes to creating content creation, those assets we talked about earlier? What do you want to dispel?
Yeah, for sure. So something I hear often is, "Oh, I'm not a designer and I can't draw," or "I don't have a creative bone in my body," and I just sort of think, well, that's fine because actually you can just get into Canva and if you just start off with the type of document that you want to create or the type of artwork, so say YouTube thumbnail or Instagram story, you just press one button and it literally comes up with hundreds of templates that are going to be suitable for your needs. So you don't have to be a designer. You also don't need to use super expensive software. I think that's the other thing that or misconception people have is that they think, oh gosh, I need a beautiful brand, so I need an expensive designer. I'm going to need an exceptionally expensive suite of tools to use, but Canva for less than a few cups of coffee, depending on where you live in the world, per month, you can have all of your design tools, your audio stock library, your image stock library, your video stock library. You've got the ability to use the entire visual work suite for literally 3 or 4 coffees a month, and it's just. There's no need to have that expensive software and there's no need to go out to an expensive designer. So if you're just starting, it's so cool to be scrappy. Like just get in there and use the free version of Canva at first and just kind of let go of not being a designer and, not having access to that expensive software. So at the end of the day, you just want some professional looking artwork that is going to share your message and have a visual representation of your brand out into the world. So Canva can do that for you.
And speaking of those templates, we have a really great question in the chat because and I'll tell you again, I love chiming in on this because I'm not a graphic designer and I use Canva. So like I hope that I can be the it's okay, we can all try it kind of person, right? I will tell you when Rebecca says, oh, you just click on YouTube thumbnail and there's hundreds of templates. They're actually good templates. They're gorgeous in a huge variety of like tones and flavors and styles. So Nicole asked a really great question, like how are they all completely customizable, or is it difficult to take something else and make it your own? Because that might intimidate
Oh,
you too.
it is so easy. So first you would start with one that you like the look of, something that has what I call good bones. You know, it has a really good structure and it's looking something like, you know, what you want to finish up with at the end. But if you've set your brand kit up in Canva, you can very quickly just change the template's colors to your brand colors with a click. You can change your template to your brand fonts with a click. You can also manipulate what's on the page literally just by picking up it and dragging it around. And you can then drag and drop your video and your images into your design super, super fast. So the entire template, no matter which one you pick, is highly customizable. And you can start off with something and change one or two things, or you can start off with something and completely change it. And so it doesn't look anything like what you started off with in the beginning. But the thing is, just get in there and have a play, and you know, kind of figure out what you like the look of and what's feeling good for your brand. So
Yeah, and like she said, there's a free version. Try it out, play around with someone else's gorgeous design, and before you know it, you actually will have your own gorgeous design. Don't sell yourself short. It's okay. It's okay to give it a try. So now that we kind of like, guys, it's okay. We can do it. Deep breath. Let's get some tips from the expert herself. What are some easy ways that we can get started? And guys, while you're watching this, I know that sometimes it can feel like a fire hose. Don't worry, there's the recording. We're going to be chatting like the nuggets of like the really good things that Rebecca's dropping in here. So don't stress. Maybe take a screenshot real quick or something, but we'll make sure you get all of the goods. But I think it's really important that even if we're like, it's easy, give it a try. Sometimes like just tell me what to start with, please.
sure, for sure. So being a professional designer, it pains me sometimes to say this, but done is better than perfect. Just do something and get it out, especially if you are just starting in your business. Having something out in the world is better than nothing. So just jump into Canva, choose a template, change it to your messaging, maybe add some brand colors in, and just get it out. I definitely don't recommend creating a piece of artwork and asking your cousins, friends, mum who's an interior designer what they think about your artwork, because they're not your target audience. So just try and
Mm.
avoid that. Just get it done. And there's so many templates in there that you can literally get lost, and start to get a little bit confused and overwhelmed. So another tip I have for you is when you're working on a piece of artwork, each time you click into a new piece of artwork, it opens up a new tab in your window. I highly recommend just having one or two tabs open, because you can get super lost and forget which one is the latest version that you're working on. So open Canva, just get started. Make sure that you have really good file organization. So having your tabs only, one or two or three open at a time. And then the next thing I would highly recommend is getting in there and setting up your brand kit. Now, if you're on the free version of Canva, in brand kit, you can add your brand fonts and your brand colors. However, if you are a pro user of Canva, you can add all of your logos. You can have multiple color palettes. You can add all your brand fonts. And now you can have actually up to 100 brand kits in Canva. So setting up brand kit is like the fundamental thing that you have to do to be able to create consistently branded content going forward. So make sure you do that. And then another tip that I have is to reuse and recycle some of your content. So you don't have to keep creating content all the time. You can reuse some of the content that you already have. You can recycle the content that you already have. And especially if you're doing a launch or you've got a new lead magnet or something like that, knowing these days that the algorithms don't show everything to everybody, continuing to post the same content consistently will also help to kind of get your message out there as well.
Yeah.
And the last thing I really want to sort of remind people of when you're getting started, it's not all about social media. So try and think about how can you attract your audience by creating something in print. Jade, you told us a funny story before about how someone you knew created a super cool t-shirt and that really grabbed your attention. I'll let you tell that story, but having something in print, something tangible that people can touch, will help you to really stand out. So Canva print pretty much allows you to print almost any kind of promotional materials these days from almost anywhere in the world. It's not available in every single country, but you can create amazing business cards, t-shirts, mugs. You can do prints that go up on your wall. You can do posters and flyers. And when you're considering attracting a new client, how cool is it to get like a lumpy piece of mail rather than just another social media post? So so when you're sort of starting to think about attracting your audience, try and find ways that will really help you to stand out. So we've got keeping consistent using brand kit, reuse and recycle your content, and don't forget about print. Print's super cool.
So I want to touch on all three of those briefly again and see if we can kind of make it relevant to all of us, because these are all really, really good tips. But let's talk about wading in some really, really kind of micro tips. So for example, with the brand kit, one of my, again, not a graphic designer, one of my favorite things about Canva is, I loved your suggestion of repurposing. In fact, last month's episode of Level Up, we were talking about how you can create a podcast, but then you can create, tons of little repurposed snippets out of that. So guys, there's a theme here. You can literally make your life easier by making something beautiful once, and it's not bad to use it again, but you can even break it up into little pieces. So if you make a beautiful lead magnet, for example, and you have a splash over here, a splash over there, suddenly they can become really easy to use kind of splashes onto your other pieces. And I will tell you guys, when I have Canva up, I'm not a graphic designer. You can copy and paste images from tab to tab. In fact, you can copy and paste from a website and paste it onto your project that you're working on, and it will paste that image and just automatically start uploading it. So the versatility, but the let's say natural organic use of it. It's the interface, it makes it easy for people who are not graphic designers to use. I just want to copy and paste this from here to here. And sometimes the really fancy tools are so fancy you can't do that. But the way that my Google Suite brain works, I just want to grab this and slap it over there. And in Canva, you can actually do that. It's so easy. Do you often grab little tidbits and splash them onto your assets?
Yeah, not just tidbits, but when I'm presenting, and there's a really great presentation tool in Canva, you can create your presentations. You can present from Canva. You can record your presentations and use it as a lead magnet. But when I've built out a 100-page presentation and say it's for creating consistently branded content using Canva, and then I come along and I did a presentation for your APAC Keap partners, and I had to pull some of those pages out. Instead of copying and pasting each page or each element, I was able to select a whole bunch of pages, copy them, and paste them into my other presentation. So it saved me so much time. And not only that, it copies over their presentation notes as well, so I don't have to painstakingly copy and paste individual little pieces. But this goes for videos as well. So if you've created a video and you've got your little separate, they are little pages, but they all exist down the bottom in a timeline, and you just want to grab a certain part of a video, you can just grab those little pages in the video timeline, and you can copy it into a new video. And it's honestly, it's so easy. It's so time saving.
Guys, if you didn't catch that, your mind should be melting and blown right now. When I think Canva, I think I can make a social media graphic, but it's so much bigger than that. You can present, you can make t-shirts, whatever. But so when we're talking about these brand assets and these these fonts and colors, is it difficult to set up? Would you like, do you need a designer to pick these pieces out, or does Canva help?
Yeah, well, you can just search, say brand guidelines in Canva. So brand guidelines is essentially a set of rules and instructions on how to use your brand. So you could have a very simple one-page brand board that has your logo on it. It has your typefaces that you use in your business. It has your color palette and maybe some brand imagery and some little brand sort of like little graphics that you might want to use. And you could just have that on one page. And that's just a kind of a visual go-to for here's how our brand visual assets need to be used when we consistently create content. So that could be created in Canva by just searching for a template called brand board. And of course, you can go right into doing brand guidelines, full brand guidelines. Now, if you've never heard of this before, what that essentially is like I said, it's like a Bible for your business. So it basically shows when your white logo is used on a colored background, for example, it needs to be shown like this. Or when we create business cards, they must look like this. So it's kind of a document that showcases how you use your visual brand assets. And you can just build that in Canva. There's plenty of amazing templates there that you can use, and they're already set up. So all you have to do is where it says logo, you just put your logo in. Where it says change this typeface, you change it to your brand typeface. So you can, of course, go and work with a professional designer. And look, in some cases, I recommend that. But if you're just getting started or you're a very small business or budget or time is a huge factor for you, then definitely build out your own visual set of brand guidelines in Canva.
Yeah. So when just to be clear, when we mentioned earlier, like, oh, you can go to Canva and look at templates like Instagram post or magazine cover, a brand guide is one of the templates I can search for?
Sure is.
I love that. And, just to kind of wrap that up, you guys, like, she was talking about mail and we were talking about you can present. So maybe even use Canva as an idea generator. So hop in, look at what's available instead of waiting for the need and then feeling intimidated when you get there. Just browse around, right? Just check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
So cool. So even though we're here specifically talking about Canva and design, obviously businesses like all of ours and the people watching today, like there's a whole tech stack. So what are some other tools and technology you recommend for specifically creating target marketing assets that will attract? Because that's what we're talking about. We're attracting people to us.
For sure. So I've got the Canva logo there because Canva's got a really cool AI tool called Magic Write, and it's built off the ChatGPT platform. So if you go into Canva and at the top, you'll have your visual work suite. If you click on Docs, there's a new kind of document creation tool, and there'll be a little plus button when you get in there. If you click the plus button and then you go to Magic Write, you can use it the same way as you use ChatGPT. So you could say, for example, create me a awesome hook for an ebook, which is about creating branded content. And it would give you all of these options for that particular headline. And then you would go, okay, cool. Let's take that one. Can you please give me 5 points on how somebody could create consistently branded content using Canva, if that's my topic? It could be how to do plumbing for your corporate business. It could be how to wash pets. It could be, how do I launch a pet food business? I don't know, whatever your topic is, but basically you can start with a super cool headline, then you can build out, the top 2 or 3 points, and then you can expand on that and do an introduction, and then you can, continue to use this AI tool to basically write an entire lead magnet or an entire course or whatever it is that you need. Now, once you're in that doc and you've created that written content, and let me tell you, as a designer, writing is not my thing. I'm dyslexic. I am definitely a colors and shapes person. And, this tool inside of Canva is an absolute lifesaver for me. It creates amazing copy, and it's incredible. And then you can take that and then you can turn that into a presentation. So with a click of a button, it will take that doc and it will turn it into a presentation with all of those points on each of the different slides. So I am loving the AI tools that are in Canva. And if you are around on the 23rd, 24th of March, there's some super cool new tools being released as well. There's a big event called Canva Create. And I'm saying those dates because I'm in a different time zone to you all. So if it's the 23rd here, then it's the 22nd there, I think.
Yeah.
24th. Yeah, so look out for Canva Create and some awesome new AI tools coming there. But I've got Chat GPT listed there as well. So whilst Magic Write is built on that platform, Chat GPT goes way more in depth into being able to really get to, it's like a machine learning. The more you use it, the more it learns your tone of voice, the style of how you like to communicate with your audience and that type of thing. So yeah, so that's content generating tools. And then I'm really loving Searchy. I don't know if you guys have heard of this platform. It's by Stu McLaren. It's a phenomenal platform for putting your content into to be consumed by your audience. So whether you're a course creator or a membership creator, I love this because once your videos are in there, it transcribes them. You can use the search tool to, like, say, for example, you were coming back to watch this podcast that we're filming, that we're creating. You could literally write in Magic Write and it will take you to the exact point in the video where I said Magic Write. So you don't have to waste time looking through or scrubbing through videos to be able to find the content that you're after. So yeah, I'm really excited about AI. I know a lot of like copywriters and designers are concerned because they feel like maybe their jobs are being taken away from them. But you know, as a designer, Canva came along and it hasn't taken anything away from me. In fact, it's added more capabilities and opportunities and you know, excitement to my business, but also to my clients as well. So yeah, so there's some cool things that I'm really loving at the moment.
Wow, what a beautiful point. You know, the comparison between like copywriting and Chat GPT and Canva versus a real designer. There's a time and a place for everything, but I think the important thing is that all of us, and guys, like, you know, say this in the chat too, if you're with me, like sometimes it's just, you know, we're small business owners. Like I said, we're wearing all of the hats, and ease of use and just feeling like I can get micro wins are going to be huge. So before we transition the slide, you guys, you'll notice that, you know, we were kind of talking a little bit about the free versus the paid version of Canva. I've personally used both. And if you wanted to dip your toes into the pro and see all of the features that get unlocked with it, Rebecca provided us with a free 45. I've never seen a trial that long.
Yeah, this is an exclusive trial for the Canva verified expert. So yeah, I think there's only about 42 of us in the whole world. So yeah, we have this ability to give away an extra special offer, which is nice. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for providing it. I mean, and I can say I'm a pro user because I love Canva and it's worth it. So guys, scan that and give it a try. So speaking of scanning and getting cool stuff, of course, we asked Rebecca to share her personal stuff because her expertise lies in not just Canva, but branding yourself. And I did see a lot of questions coming in because I agree, like branding, like that intimidates me and it takes you a hot minute to find your voice. So Rebecca's provided us with her free, a mega guide, not just a guide, but a mega guide, Zero to Branded. Tell us what we're going to get when we opt into that.
Sure. So being a designer, you start with a client right back at the mood board side of things. There's this real discovery process that you go through. So this is an overview of my step-by-step process that I go through when I start with a client to finishing right at the other end. There's well over, I think it's 121 points in there from memory. It's a whopper. So it's meant to be kind of worked through step by step, and it should take someone, you know, a couple of months through to a year to really go through this process. However, I'm also launching a course really soon called Branded Brilliance, and that will allow you to be handheld through the process. So grab the ebook, and then if you want to chat with me further, I'm available for that.
Ugh, I love that. I mean, it's so fun to be able to talk to an expert that's like the mega expert, but also I feel like you get it. Like, you know what it's like for the rest of us. like, you know
Yeah.
how hard it is. But putting together a course on it, that's super, super crucial. And even a mega guide that kind of helps show us the things that we never would have thought of in the first place. That's so nice. Thank you so much for sharing that with everybody.
You are so
Really, really
welcome. And
appreciate that.
look,
Um,
I've been there where you guys are, been in the trenches, having started and run 3 gyms from scratch. I know how hard it is to generate leads, and, if someone can give you a few tips along the way, then awesome.
I felt that. So helpful. So, what's really neat is we were just talking about how, Canva isn't just like this little bit, oh, you can make social media posts, but it's this whole suite. I mean, I just learned like 8 new things and I use it a lot. So, I'm sure all of our minds are blown. But if we're attracting people, I know that you're a Keap user, so kind of tell us the experience of how Keap's helped you when you're actually capturing them after you attract them.
Yeah, for sure. So, obviously, having a really solid lead magnet out there designed in Canva can help you get those leads into your business. But then capturing their attention and keeping them on board is crucial. So, providing either an autoresponder with some key content in it is like super important, or building a community that you can continue to really start to get to know people's pain points and what their challenges are and how you can help them.
Mm.
That's super key. And so I love community building alongside lead generation because I like connecting people together. But I also really highly value getting to know what people really genuinely need, and that's a core part of the funnel, I think, for me anyway. So, um, and then just I guess capturing their attention going forward, like having really great content that is going to help them win their day. It's really hard being a small business owner, and if you can have, like I said before, just a few hints and tips that are going to help you move forward in your daily tasks for that day. Capturing their attention and also delivering a lot of value, but also in a very short time because everybody's very time poor, is also key. So I love using Canva to create how-to videos and tutorials, and these can all be delivered by your by the Keap platform in a nurture sequence as well. So yeah, so it all ties in really nicely together, and I actually think that Keap and Canva are a really nice match because you guys do the hard work, the heavy lifting, and the back end, and Canva can help make the delivery of that content super super nice. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think what's crucial to point out, so everyone, the way that these two things marry is that the assets attract people, but when we're talking about a lead magnet, that's gated. And that is the super exciting part, because if your leads are out there floating in space and you're like, hey, I have a guide or a mega guide, I'm here to help you. It's important to use Keap to say, hey, I want to give this to you. I would love to give you this mega guide or this video tutorial. Simply put your name and email right here. And then once that's captured, then we're off to the races. You talked about nurturing. Of course, we're going to fulfill. We're going to give them their asset, and then that's when we literally own that lead. That's the beauty of it. Before, they were out there, and now they're in here with us. Speaking of community building, right? Like, we've captured them, and now they're a part of our family.
Yeah, that's right.
So the technical piece is the capture. And I promise, guys, we wanted to keep this really, really casual. I do want to point out, in case you have not used Keap or anything like that before, like we said before, let's just take the intimidation factor off the table. And I want to show you how simple putting, like I said, we're going to marry the assets and the automation together. Team, can we pull up my slides? I want to click around a little bit and talk about simplicity. So I'm logged into what we call a sandbox application as a certified partner. This is what my fake one, because I don't want to use my real app for privacy's sake, right, guys? But even just on the black menu on the left, you can see the power that's packed into this one application. We have our home screen with all of these powerful stats. So you can even see at a glance how your lead magnets that you've been making in Canva and these assets, you can see how they're working, how many leads I've gotten in the last 30 days. And of course, guys, this dashboard is customizable. Let me X out some pop-ups. This dashboard is customizable, but this is like out of the box. It can show me how my assets are working, how my list is growing. I can accumulate my contacts here. Remember, until you capture them using your lead magnets and these beautiful assets, you don't physically own that contact. Social media can, do you guys remember like a year and a half ago, Facebook and Instagram were out for a whole day and the world was like, what do we do? What do we do? Or what if you get stuck in Facebook jail? We want to make sure that we have these contacts so that we can nurture them and speak to them personally, build our community. We can do things like organize our tasks, making sure we're reaching out to people, using a calendar, allowing themselves to book themselves into your calendar. And of course, we want to communicate with them. We can do phone calls, texts, both in a broadcast marketing fashion. And if you're in the United States or Canada, you do have access to a business line as well. But let's get to the juicy stuff. I mean, that's all pretty exciting, but that's not even where like the sparkle is. The sparkle comes in the form of the marketing and the automation. So the marketing piece, this is where it ties in. This is really where they marry, right? So we talked about you're going to make a lead magnet and you can use Canva assets to make a landing page. A landing page is actually something that's included in Keap. And not only is it included in Keap where you can put, claim your free mega guide here, you can even tie it to your domain. So you can say, megaguide.jadeolivia.co or whatever you wanted to do. So you can create that capture mechanism, even if you don't have a website, guys. Don't be intimidated. We can make landing pages and we can share this amazing information with the world and make it look beautiful. And then the automation is where we really shine. Where Keap can pick up and make it all easy. There's easy and advanced automations, but I'm just going to click on easy and you can see, much like Canva family, it comes with templates. So we can do something as simple as grabbing this easy automation and it becomes a when-then statement. When someone opts into your beautiful lead magnet that you made on Canva, then we're going to immediately send them an email. Of course, we want to give them the thing that they requested and send a notification to us that we just got a new lead. Guys, and there we go. We tied it all in together. So I know I kind of breezed through a lot. I didn't want it to be a very technical demonstration. Of course, I am a certified partner, and if you did want a deep dive, I'm more than happy to walk through this with you. But really, I wanted to make sure that you guys, that we're taking the intimidation off the table. Canva has templates and easy to use brand assets that you can really turn into your personal voice. And then share it with the world. Put that contact in Keap, capture them, and then continue to share your voice with them, nurture them, offer your amazing paid products, because you've built that trust and respect by giving them an asset. So we have a really great question here. How hard is it to set up a longer nurture series in Keap? So that's why one of my favorite things here, you'll notice I'm in the easy automations menu. Those are your simple, when this happens, then do that. But we also have the ability to make some advanced automations. So advanced automations enable you to do a longer nurture sequence. Maybe I wanted to send weekly content linked to my YouTube channel so I can piece together email after email after email, because I want to continue to provide value to these people, not just, one and done with my lead magnets. I want to make sure that I have the ability to give them nurture and value over a long period of time, both for my leads that haven't purchased yet, but I can also leverage advanced automations to not just nurture my leads. I can create offer sequences. I can create over deliver. That's one of my favorite things. When I give someone something, I always give them a little, bonus punch at the end, like, hey guys, you love that? You're gonna love this. So this is where automation comes handy. But and what's really spicy about Nicole's question, guys, is that she's asking, how hard is it? So I'm going to repeat Rebecca's amazing tip from before. It's done is better, is preferable to perfect. Okay. Progress over perfection. Version 1 is better than version done. I mean, there's 100 ways to say it, right, Rebecca? Like, it's okay. We can step your toes in, try an easy automation first. Make sure that when someone requests your beautiful asset, we give it to them. And then we can create nurture sequences. The Keap family is enormous and loving and supportive. Rebecca, as a customer, I'm sure you've seen we have open user groups. We have an entire marketplace of campaigns you can import. We have a marketplace of certified partners. And I will tell you that I've never met a community, such a big community of like shirts off their back type people that help you every step of the way, whether you hire a consultant or just ask a question in the user groups on Facebook, for example. People really just chime in and help each other. Love it. Beautiful. So, Rebecca, you may have noticed, everybody, Rebecca is also a Keap user. So if you're not a Keap user yet, we'll make sure you get the links too. There's a QR code to give it a try. And also, Rebecca gave us a QR code to get a discount on Canva too. So the goodies are really, this has been like a goodie-packed presentation today. So check the chat, you guys, because we have an amazing team that's pasting in all of the links, not just for the Keap trial, for the Keap discount. There's a Canva trial. I cannot believe ChatGPT is inside of Canva. My mind is just melting. This has been one of the most illuminating conversations I've ever been a part of. Thank you so much for coming today, Rebecca. This was awesome. Do you have any final parting tips?
I guess, just get in there and play, and, drop the self-judgment, and, don't worry about what people think. Just create something and put it out there. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, the faster you'll get at it. And just have a go.
I love that. And here, my final call to action, team, be a part of the family. So if you're a Keap user, or if you're ready to try that trial, try Canva, try an easy automation, and go into the open user group and tag Rebecca and myself. We're both in there. We're here to be like, I made this thing. What do you think? And then, how do I put it in my nurture sequence? You're going to get oohs, you're going to get ahs, and you're going to get a heck of a lot of love and support to help you build those automations too. So we're all here for you. Rebecca, thank you so much. My mind is literally melting. This has been one of the best conversations ever. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I really appreciate that you guys asked me on here so they could help spread the word about Canva. And, I just am just super thrilled to be able to share some of my tips and hints. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And guys, stay tuned. Every month we come back. We're going to be touching on a next part of the lifecycle automation feature. So we will see you at the next level up.